So here we are. We've got the live workshop for Mind, Body, Spirit, Soul, and What's the Difference? Welcome, everybody. Now, this is a part of a series that I do. Actually, it's a mentoring group that runs for the whole year of 2024 called Archaeology of the Soul. I've been running this mentoring group for the Gratitude Diary readers for about 3 years now. We're just entering into our 4th year. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that at the end, but not much, just a little bit about that in case you'd like to have 12 months worth of soul mentoring with me. I'll be very honored and privileged to have you on board. So this, just briefly, this year we're going to be looking at the wounded healer in May, which is the chironic healer. For any of the courses or that you're kind of interested in or that tweak your soul, you can also buy them online after we do them. So if you don't want to join the whole group, you can actually jump in, because we're going to be exploring things like alignment, commitment, and the big letting go in February. I'm looking at water and also the food and industry around water. So March we'll be looking at salmon. I'll be looking at psychedelics and healing with mushrooms, the Chirona healer, Stairway to Heaven, which is about the 22 layers of the spirit world. We're getting into the afterlife here then, and what happens on the other side of this dimension. We'll be looking at salt and balance, a lot of body stuff this year. We'll be looking at Atlantis in October. We'll be looking at causal emotions, which is really powerful teaching about clearing your emotional body by going right to the root cause. We'll be also speaking to the whales at the end. So that's the preview of what's coming up this year. So my intention for this workshop is to help you understand the difference between your spirit and your soul. We already know what our mind is and we already know what a body is, but some of us have great difficulty understanding the difference between spirit and soul. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. That is my intention for you. Okay, so just quickly, just take a breath and feel your feet on the floor. I'm just going to do a little drop in. Just get comfortable in your chair. See if you can actually anchor more down into your body. You have to bounce a little bit or just move a little bit side to side, moving your shoulders. Breathe in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Take another big deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And now wiggle your toes. All right, notice the soles of your feet. Notice the center of your feet. Okay. Now drop a fishing line out of the soles of your feet and take it down through your shoes. Take that line down through the carpet. Take it under the foundations of your house. Take it into the soil. Keep going. Take that line down through the soil. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Hit some hard rock. Push through that hard rock. Take it down, 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 right to the center of the earth. Keep going, go deeper, drop deeper, drop deeper. Eventually you're going to hit a ball and it's made of lead and it's right in the center of the earth. Hit the ball, hit the lead ball in the middle, anchor into there and just weight yourself there. I want you to stay there. I want you to stay there for the whole presentation. Leave your anchor into the center of the earth. Some of you notice how that feels. Some of you might feel a coolness wash over your body. Some of you may not feel anything at all. Just trust that you're there. And then as you come up, leave the anchor in to the center of the earth. Gently traverse back up through the soil. Come back into the room. Come up. Back in through the soles of your feet. Back up through the core line of your body. Near your pussy energy, sacral energy. Come up through your belly. I always burp when I move through my belly. Up into the heart. Up through your throat, burping again. And then open your eyes. So we're going to be here and we're going to be here connected. Mind, body, spirit, soul, and what's the difference? So it was in 2018 that I wrote the first article about mind, body, spirit, soul in the Gratitude Diary. And my intention at that time, it was really just to encourage your journaling process, just to contemplate these four aspects of your being. And because I really wanted you to get it. I really wanted you to get that there is a difference between your mind, your body, your spirit, soul. So I really wanted to carve that neural pathway in your brain, and because this will bring you more understanding of you. I personally, I feel these bodies as quite different. They're separate bodies. So the human body, right? This is our human body. We all know our human body. Our mind body, which is here, everything that's happening in our thinking process and our thought process, spirit body, and our soul body. I wasn't prepared for the amount of emails and letters that I got from people. It stirred something that I just got, week after week, letters from many readers wanting to know more. And so I collated those questions, and we've got those questions at the end of this presentation where I'll answer some of those questions, and your own. So let's go to the next slide, please, Lisa. Okay, so we're going to start with the mind. Housed in your brain, the home of the mind. The mind body is that amazing graphic by Melissa Williams. It's a part of your physical body, yet it is powered by all the other bodies. And the wonderful thing about the mind body is that it's a hard drive that's always upgrading and allowing for new programs. Think of it like your computer or your laptop, that you can upload your hard drive with more data, with more RAM, right? More capacity to compute. The mind is exactly the same. It's plasticine. It's malleable. You can program this. It's not. It is. Your mind belongs to you, right? Your mind, I'll say that again, your mind belongs to you. You do not belong to your mind. So let's get clear about that for starters. And we can clean our mind. We can clear programming. So we can clear our hard drive. We can dump out junk. We can dump out data that's no longer relevant or useful, just like we can with a computer. We can do that often by moving into our higher self, and actually looking at what's on our hard drive, and do we want to keep it or do we want to support it? So remember that we can clean it. And also we can support it with good nutrition. Fat is really, really healthy for a healthy mind. Good fats, things like fish oil and MCT oils. I put MCT oil in my coffee every day. We can support the neural pathways going through our mind. We can also be aware of frequencies and energies that we are choosing to align with in our daily life that actually don't support our mind. Have you ever had a chat with someone in a shopping center, and you just come away kind of feeling like, I'm a little bit out of balance? Well, you can use your mind power to note that and make a different choice next time. So the mind is the choice place as well, where we make choices. As I'm talking to these things as separates, I also want to just also mention that it is connected to soul. It is connected to body. It is connected to spirit. That essentially, I think if we tease them apart, then we can figure out how they work together. So the mind is composed of two parts, the subconscious and the conscious. Our subconscious brain, look at that beautiful image. A subconscious, and it means sub. It means, what are we running that we're not actually aware of? So what's in our subconscious mind? When we are born, being a family constellation and trauma therapist, we inherit a lot of subconscious programming from our parents, not only from our parents, but also from our ancestors before our parents. So we come through this divine portal and it's true, all children are born angelic and free. However, we do come with programming from our parents. That programming, what's that old saying? You don't know what you don't know. So that programming lives in our subconscious brain, and part of your waking up, part of your soul's journey on this lifetime is to actually make known the unknown. So whatever is lying in there dormant, for that to become known is your life's journey. The subconscious programming is strong, and some people refer to it as karma. But we don't know what we don't know, and it's inherited at birth. The conscious mind, let's have a look at her face above the water, is what you can see, is what is all around you, is how you compute life. It's the decisions you make, the choices you make. It's discernment, it's your practicing brain, it's your analytical mind where you can add up money and sums. It's the conscious mind. But sometimes the conscious mind can go into overdrive as well, and we develop what's called monkey mind. And have you ever caught yourself in a loop and you're going around and around and around, you're obsessing about a particular thing or a particular issue or matter, and it gets caught in the conscious mind. So they're the two ways that the mind works. And we're really, really happy to take your questions at the end of the slide. Okay, so your human body. So you probably all got a handle on this one. But have you ever considered that your human body, just like your soul and spirit, is actually an entity, that it's actually separate from everything else? So think of it as an astronaut suit for this lifetime. You need your body. You need it in order to function. However, once your body has retired and we pass over, you will still be you. You will still be you, your entity as a soul, but you just won't have this physical suit. So think of this body as a suit for this incarnation, for this, well, I'm not even going to say lifetime because that's not quite the right terminology, but for this experience in this dimension, think of your body as a suit. Now, if you're out in space, how well do you want your suit to work? And that's where we come into self-loving. So whatever you're in your body and in this suit, take good care. Treat your body well with nutrition. You need to rest this, astronauts. You need to regularly service your suit and make sure there's no leaks. Make sure there's nothing getting out. Make sure there's no parasites coming in. We need regular inspections and safety checks. And maybe that does mean, the occasional annual trick to the doctor with your blood levels and your microbiome, all sorts of things that can happen to this very, very dense physical form. Care of your body comes from love. I'll just say that again. Care of your body comes from love. The more deeply you love your own soul, the more deeply you will understand the moods and the seasons of your own body. So the mind and the body are not separate entities. They are intimately connected and they are interdependent. So Mahatma Gandhi said that. So they're connected. They're not codependent. They're interdependent. Okay, the soul body. The soul is the spiritual or the immaterial part of us that is regarded as being immortal. So I'll say that again. The soul is the immortal part of us. It is actually what gives life to this body, and it is the totality of who you are on a human level. It's the totality of your experience and your existence. It is your authentic self, your soul. To nourish your soul, and this is where the practice of gratitude comes in, practice gratitude for everything to directly nourish your soul. Spend time in nature. Be compassionate to yourself and to others. Find your purpose for being here and find ways to connect with something greater than yourself. That is your soul body, the eternal one, the eternal, divine being that you are, that is eternal, that is just getting started in this journey, in this wonderful journey called life and living. The soul is the divine spark within us, connecting us to the eternal realm of existence. Plato said that. There's nothing, what I'm saying is nothing new, by the way. Just comes out in different words. Okay, the spirit body. Look at this beautiful lady in the country. Spirit body is sometimes referred to as an aura. I like to think of my spirit body of that which houses my frequency or the resonance that I am vibrating at. So it is also a house. It is an energetic house that surrounds my physical body, that protects my soul, that affects my mind, absolutely. But it is the vibrational field So the spirit body is that which houses your frequency or the resonance that you are vibrating at. If I'm an electrical system, and we are, and right, do you want to tune into a high vibrational frequency? Or do you want to tune into a distorted frequency? We've got a really good example right now of distortion trying to get into our presentation. The frequency that's really quite distorted, right? It's quite disturbing. So as a spirit, it's a frequency bandwidth. And we can resonate at the whole spectrum of frequency. I'm not going to say positive and negative. I'm just going to say different vibrations of frequencies, clear frequencies or distorted frequencies. So think of this. Think of your body with your chakras, and then imagine your auric field around you. All right. So you've got your auric field, which is your spiritual body. Now, think of your soul in the middle of your heart. Now, imagine that this body becomes tired, an older body, and the body moves away out of the picture. What do we got left? We've still got the auric field, but what's in the middle? Your soul. So the spiritual body becomes the home of the soul. I'll say that again. Spiritual body is the home of the soul once our physical body expires. Part two. I like to think of that. So the spiritual body is your home. That's why we need to take care of that even now. You need to start that spiritual work now, because this is house cleaning that will carry us through into our second chapter. The spirit is the breath of the soul, and the body is the vessel that carries both. Good question. I've distilled the letters. Here we get question and answer time. I've distilled the letters I received on this topic into the discussions below. Here are some of the most common questions that I got when I wrote the article back in 2018, and answers to all of them. Okay. What is the difference between my spirit and my soul? So I have kind of endeavored to answer this already, but we'll go over it again. I've always felt, right, that I had a spirit, the spirit in me, the Scottish spirit that comes from my ancestors, the thing that keeps me cracking, and you know, my will, if you like, my free will, and the energy that fuels my desires. But I'm not sure about my soul or what the difference is. So as I said, the spirit has a body, otherwise known as your auric field. It's the light energy that encapsulates your physical body as you go about your day-to-day life. The spirit body can be visible to the human eye, and it usually can be seen as a frequency or a color. So just a little story. When I first started meditating, I used to go to meditation groups and sit with other people. And I remember opening my eyes one time from a really, really deep meditation, and the meditation leader, he was just quietly getting up, and he was walking across the room, and I saw out of the back of his head a purple, this color purple, it just happened to be sitting on my book, a purple hue came out of the back of his head, almost like a space helmet, and he was trailed by this purple, oh, how could I explain it? Purple cloud was trailing my meditation teacher's head. And I nearly kind of had a little connection, because I was pretty young, and I was, what the hell's that? And I realized it was his spirit body, and it was really visible. So when we get into frequencies of a high enough vibration, you can actually see your spirit body. It's not woo-woo at all. So, two very important functions. While you're here on Earth, the spirit body provides the energy to your physical body, right? So it's the power, it's the electrical current that powers up the dense physical. And secondly, once you depart your physical body, it continues to house your soul, which we've already spoken to. The spirit body is the divineness of you. It's the energy system that remains universal and therefore intimately connected to source energy. Your spirit body is your bridge to something greater. It is something unified and complete in and of itself. Your soul, however, it's more personal. Your soul is your library, your personal library. So think spirit, universal, connected to the greater good divine energy, God, whatever you want to call him. Soul, you. Getting personal now. It's your library. It's your experiences. It's your trials. It's your tribulations. It's your traumas. It's your emotions. It's your lessons. It's your wounds. It's your karma. It's your desires. It's your hopes and your dreams. Your soul, in essence, is where you reside, like a little crab. Your soul dwells inside the shell of your spirit body. Ah, I like that. I wrote that. Like a crab, your soul resides inside the shell of your spirit body. Wow, so poetic. I might write a song about that. Okay, question. Why is there so little information about the soul? Have you noticed that in life, in humanity? I'm 53 and I grew up in the New Age, right? The New Age. Moved to Byron Bay, became a New Ager, started meditating, eating vegan food, all of that. A very spiritual time. No one ever spoke about the soul. Not in my realm, not in the 80s, not in the 90s, even in the early 2000s. No one ever spoke to the soul. And I really wondered about that. Like I questioned that. Why is everything about your mind? Think of it, mind, body, spirit shows that we have all around Australia. Why don't they say mind, body, spirit, soul? Why don't they do that? So it's because of a new age spiritual movement, which I am now seeing through very different lenses. It's been underrated, left out, if you like, left out or pushed to the side in the box of the sacred feminine, which is because the soul is the home of the emotions. Your soul is the home of where all of your emotions live. And of course, if we're living in a society where we've been encouraged and practicing to suppress your emotional body, which is also representative of the suppression of the divine feminine, then we're not going to get much airtime for the soul. So when I woke up to this, I became a fan of the soul. I became an advocate for soul. So this is where I began. I think it was 2009. I first read the book by Gary Zukav. He speaks very beautifully to the seat of the soul. And it was like, it was nectar to my soul, because I'm in Byron Bay. I'm supposed to be happy. Everyone's meditating, everyone's chanting, but I had no happiness. I couldn't connect to the greater, because it was my soul that needed me more than anything. So that's where I started my journey. It's a very book's been around forever, but if you if you want to look more to the soul, then have a look at this. And then also the second book I read was The Soul of Money. Wasn't that an eye-opener? I was equally activated by this book. Yeah, and that was it. I just concluded that the soul in society had been suppressed. We went underground. We took truth underground for many centuries. But yet, as the divine feminine rises up, so does the collective of our soul waking up, right? We're waking up, and it's happening really fast, which sometimes feels a little bit volcanic and like an earthquake and a little bit hectic. Soul is everywhere. Soul lives in our stories, in our books, in our movies, in our spirit, in our music, I should say. Soul moves us in unexplained ways. Soul gives us motivation and direction. It gives us purpose and it gives us drive. Soul is perhaps the reason that you get up out of bed every day. It is the lighthouse constantly beckoning you towards her, singing your song. Question 3, what am I supposed to be journaling about? My mind, right? So what about my mind? So in your gratitude diaries, you'll notice I've got journaling pages put aside for mind, body, spirit, soul. Well, what do I say about my mind, right? Well, it's a really good place to just take a stock take and ask yourself, how is your mind behaving? How is your mind treating you? What does your mind have to say about you? Does your mind occasionally say, oh, you stupid idiot, you shouldn't have done that, or who do you think you are, going to the beach with your bikini on, or what sort of negative self-talk does your mind say? How does your mind keep you and your soul in a box? Maybe you've been wanting to leave your job. Maybe you've been wanting to take a risk, expand your wings a little bit wider. But what does your mind have to say about that? All right. Now remember that part of your mind is subconsciously conditioned to that of your ancestors. So if you have an ancestor that also has, let's call it a negative inner self-critic, it's likely that critic is going to be there in some way for you too. So just keep a note, right? Just like, get clean with your mind. Hey, mind, how are you treating me? And if you don't like what your mind is saying to you, call him out. It's like, my mind has been doing this, right? So your soul is bigger than your mind. Your soul's eternal. This is just a little computer. If you've got anything in your hard drive that's not serving you, get rid of it, delete it. But firstly, you need to call it out. So that's why we have the journaling pages on the mind. It's for calling out stuff that's not working for you, calling out the negative scripts that are running, that it's kind of dictating and shaping your motivation levels during the day. All right, that's one way. Now, the other way of looking at your mind is, do you analyze and do you judge people incessantly, or even sometimes? Are you using your mind to be critical towards others? Because that is a pattern that is just as powerful as your mind being critical towards you. So if we're going to stop it from the internal, we also need to call it out on the external, because every time you make a critical judgment towards others, you are feeding the collective critical mind body. All right, you're feeding it. So you might think, oh yeah, well that's okay because that's over there. That's just such and she's an idiot. But what you're doing is you're feeding the collective mind body. All right, we need to call it out both ways, because this is just a computer. All right, so we just don't want that on our hard drive. We don't want it in our society, so we call it out. So get clean with your own mind. Transport to your higher self for a moment and take a mind assessment. What's really going on here? What kind of questions do I ask my body? Okay, so body, just like your soul and spirit, is an entity. In other words, your body is not you. You need your body in order to function. However, once your body has retired, you will still be you. So we maintain regular service inspections and safety checks. Care of your body. The more so when we're doing mind body mind questioning, body questioning, speak as yourself, right? So you get self here when you ask body, right? And then respond as your body. So ask as you, ask as soul, respond as body. Right. So here's an example. How are you feeling today, body? I'm actually a bit tired. Oh, well, what can I do for you to help you? Oh, gee, an afternoon nap would be nice. Yeah. Mind? Can we schedule this into our appointment? Can we give Body some time today? Body's tired. Yeah, I'll check my diary. Okay. Hey, Body, I reckon I can give you a nap between 2 and 3. That's amazing. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. Okay. Checking in. Check in with your body. How often do we do that? Not. I'll just take a little drink. How often do we treat our body like a machine, expecting it to continually show up, chop the vegetables, cook the meals, feed the children, pack up, make the bed, clean the bathroom, right? How often do we override the natural ebbs and flows of body? Because mind, dominant masculine paradigm, is so bloody demanding, right? Keeping up to the time, lineal time reality, quick, we've got to get it done, that we just push body so hard to keep up with linear time. Right? I'm inviting you to question that. I'm inviting you to include body in your daily conversation and not be seduced by mind or lineal time, because body loves dream time. Body loves non-lineal time. right? Body is where the real work happens. So you might need to clean your toilet, but on the scale of things, how important is that? If your body is processing something or receiving something that you know is super, super valuable to your soul. So we have to challenge mind occasionally and put body in the conversation. Hey, body, what else would you like? I'd actually like a stretch. Wow. Okay. I very rarely give you a stretch. Yeah, I'd like a stretch. Okay. I'll give you a stretch. Right. So we learn to communicate with her, find out what she wants. She's not demanding, by the way, I've noticed. She's not going to ever say to you, I want to run a 5-kilometer mountain. She's not going to say that. She's going to ask for water. Hey, buddy, what do you need? I'm dehydrated. Right. Mm. Now you can take this to a whole new level. Go to your higher self. Hey, buddy, what do you need? What do you need biochemically? I need minerals. Oh, okay. No longer do you go to the doctor and get a blood test. Hey, buddy, what do you need? Wait, I think I'm low in iron. Great, right? We can go right into the blood composition here. Hey, blood, what's going on? I'm lacking in oxygen. Oh, okay. Do you see? Do you see how deep we can go with this if we ask what's going on inside body? It's beautiful. Have a little have a little have a little play with body and ask. And even if you don't get, like, let's just say you want to go into a disease. This is what medical intuits do. They go in there and they ask. You don't ask the question, you don't get the answer. If you've got a niggle, right? Go to it, go to the sore shoulder. Hey, inflamed shoulder, what's going on? Right? Just inquire, ask the question. If the answer doesn't come immediately, don't worry. It'll come in your dreaming. It'll come in your sleep. It'll come the next day. But you have to just ask the question and be mindful of her and connect. It's pretty simple, but it's also profound. Hey, body, what do you need today? Some sun, a hug. Oh, I'm feeling a bit vulnerable. I actually need to go under a doona. I go under an electromagnetic doona that's got silver in it, and I can wrap myself up in this doona, put a movie on, and have some time out of time. I'm hungry or I'm full. I need to detox. Yeah, all of the above. Have fun with that. It's an amazing journey. And we've just got some in this year's diary, we've got some sheets for you to play with, little prompts in your gratitude diary. How do you body, how do you feel? Do you feel well treated by me, body? How could I be treating you better? Just little journaling prompts. What kind of nutrition best supports you? What should I be feeding you more of? You happy with the amount of rest I'm providing for you? What ways can I offer you more? Start to love her a bit more, because I tell you what, how do you, and Donna's asked a great question. How do you know if it's divine guidance and not your brain? If you get an answer, even if it's in your brain, it's you. It's you. And if you you'll either feel good about it. Well, that's okay. Let's go to take that one step further. You'll feel good about your answer, or you won't. You'll feel like, yes, you'll get it. You'll get a soul confirmation. You'll get, yeah, that's it. I do. It's minerals. I'm really lacking in minerals. Or you won't get, it's a feeling response, Donna. So you get the answer, but then you'll feel really excited about it, or you won't. If you feel really excited, take action. If you don't feel excited, it's probably you making stuff up. But then take it back to the drawing board. If you're unsure, ask again and wait. Just wait. Allow space between the question and the answer. You know, because brains can be poppy, brains can try to figure stuff out, but I think with my intuition, it's come from knowing that I don't know. Yeah, trusting. Yep. And knowing that I don't know and waiting till I know. Right. So I will often say, I don't know when I'm facilitating. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. And then you'll see me, right, in constellation, and I'll wait. I just wait. wait in the unknown. Just wait, hang out, and then eventually the truth and the answer comes into known, right? So waiting and trusting, but being willing to wait, and you'll get the answer. We all will quickly. The more questions you ask, the more answers you'll get. Okay, here we go. Here's our invitation. Archaeology of the Soul is starting in 2 weeks. It's a year-long soul mentoring group with me. We follow the lessons of the gratitude diary, and you sit with me also personally, and we figure out what we're doing for the whole year. What are the big rocks? What are the things that you're going for this year, and how can I assist you with achieving those big rocks? It's group work, but also one-on-one personal time. It's a group for people who are dedicated to soul growth. It's for people who are dedicated to transformation and personal evolution. I will challenge you. If I see something in your subconscious brain that is not serving you, I will call it out, right? So it's not for the light-hearted. Don't come if you want to sit back and watch the group, because we don't want watchers. We want people actually jumping in and getting honest with what's going on in their soul and in their psyche, because your spiritual transformation and your ascension is starting now. We are getting our spacesuits ready now. But what I will say to you is that I'm fun, and that I work with you gently, and I'm trauma informed. All right. So if you've got big stuff that you need to unpack, we can do that in a safe way. I know how to not reactivate your neural pathways into trauma pathways. All right. So we can actually be free. We can be liberated. And unlike, the therapy world, we do not have to go back and experience trauma in order to clear it. Right? We're working beyond that now. We've got frequency medicine. Hanging out in the group even will raise your frequency, because of all of the other souls who are in the group that are also healers, therapists, teachers in their own right. So we're a community. We're a community of souls, and we're resourcing from each other as well. Jillian now works with me. Ruth is now putting on soul events in New Zealand. We're kind of doing this, right? We're making changes, but we're kind of all supporting each other and weaving our magics in and around the group. So I love it. It's just great. It's a lovely little community. Okay, here we go. This is what you get. We get the monthly group call on the new moon. You get your one-on-one alignment session with me. You get your gratitude diary and your calendar. We have guests coming in. I call in people that I think have got a lot of bang. I think people who are high vibrational beings that are actually moving and shaking in the world. So we network with other people. I'll have guest speakers, at least 2 in. You get a lifetime access to everything that's ever been recorded in Archaeology of the Soul for the previous 2 years. So that's 24 teachings just like this one. You get those as well. So basically it's a little back end, it's a little passcode that you get, and you log in, and then you're a member now, and all of the teachings are there, and then you can just take those teachings whenever you want. You can pay it off over 6 months. And save, and you can also pay up front, save 20% if you pay up front, or pay it off over 6 months, and it's about $320 a month over 6 months. Here it goes. These are different options that you can do. I'll just point it out quickly. Oh no, it's $277 per month. We've got a typo there on the other slide, so we'll fix that later. You can pay up front and save, but the other one is the gift of community. So if you buy one, you get one at half price. So if you have a mate, right, and you can even hook up in this group. If there's 2 people in this group that want to join, hook up, get 2, get one at half price. So that's a little offer there as well. All of these payment plans are on the website, and you can call me if you're not sure. You want to have a 15-minute chat with me and just, share with me what's going on for you intimately. We can have a chat, and then I can let you know whether I think this is the right place for you, or whether I think maybe some one-on-one, family constellation healing work is more appropriate. Okay. Healing journey can now be accelerated with techniques of the Divine Love Path, guided by Melanie, quantum guide and creator of the best-selling gratitude diary. Yeah. Right. Questions and answers. So let's open up the field, And I'm going to come back onto with you guys. I can see you, but I want to see all of you now.